Hello, good morning, good afternoon, whatever in the time zone you are.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
It's Piotr
And
and
Magda. Nice to have you on the
whatever
masterclass.
whatever you are, guys. So thank you very much for just coming to us, and we will just cover today the AI in construction. That's really our goal, and we will try to go for 30-45 minutes. Depends really of the questions and also depends of the our dynamics because we are doing this for the first time.
Yes, exactly. And this is a big challenge, to be honest.
Go ahead.
So I'm Magda, I'm civil engineer. I'm working 20 years in the industry of the construction and manufacturing. And I'm really focusing on the connection of the data to connect two worlds, construction, manufacturing, and AI now.
And I'm Piotr. I have a really digital background. I'm the as IT computer science engineer, but also work on the domains on the transformation digital. And of course, recently on AI, we started on my previous roles with NGE. We start applications on the what we call it predicts, which was beginning of really the reflections on AI. So big experience on AI and what we are just trying to implement it going forward. First of all, I think what we need to do also just to say thank you to all of the guys who just subscribed to our cohort, our just founding cohort for the formations. Thank you, very good.
Thank you very much.
You will get the award when we will see each other face to face. You will get the special award. So thank you for all of you who just subscribed to the training before the 1st of June. Which was really the founding cohort for our going forward. So thanks very much for that. And I think we just need to say what will be about the training. What is in the training there?
In fact, why we talk about AI in the construction, it's because we see there is a loop also, there is a lack of the understanding between two words. So that's why we organize also the training, which will be an AI in construction. We start on the 1st of July. And this will be really going through all of the aspects of the digitalization of the data, of the use for the BIM workflows. And we will deliver some of first insights, what is inside during this masterclass.
So you can see on the screen the subscription. You can just click on it. You can just scan it with your phone. If you're just you cannot scan it with your phone if you're looking from the phone. So that's the difficult part. But I think you can just really jump in the scan it if you're looking from the PC. So you can subscribe to the training on the link. So if we look at the different parts of the BIM and the AI and the construction, what do you think will be really what are the biggest challenges? I don't know really where I'm supposed to look at in the camera or you. So that's really the difficult part of it.
Yeah, so I think for many years we talk about how we can digitalize the construction. And one of the topics is the BIM, open BIM, the standards, the workflow, the common data environment, etc. But today what we see is a shift in the technology, and this shift is done because of the artificial intelligence. And we see now that there is big interest and lack of understanding how we can use correctly the AI in the construction. So I think we need to really start to think what could AI solve for the construction pain point, and maybe you can give some kind of
Exactly. So I think what we can take a look at it right now is some of the statistics coming in, and when you see it really on the industry, and when we were preparing just the previous workshops and the discussion with the clients, I was really shocked that 1.6 trillion euros dollars, just depends on the exchange rate. It's really just peanuts, but 1.6 trillion is the wasted. See. How this things works. Oh, I think we lost the connection with the guys for the second, but I think we are back. So one of the key elements really will be to look at the mega products, the big stuff which you are doing it, and we can see right now that drivers on the AI and the digitization part, it's really just huge, right? So we are having there right now, only 10% in Europe, 10% construction companies in Europe declaring that they would like to use the AI digitization, etc. We know from all of these reports, and that's one of the famous one, which was 5-6 years ago, talk about the construction industry being the last one. but that's the opportunity. That's really what we can do, the leapfrog to the new use cases. We're also looking at the competitive advantage, right? With the DPP coming into the Europe, we can play with the on our competitive part for the rest of the world. So we have the huge opportunities coming in. And I think what we would like to do is just, and we will be talking also during our training with the audience, what are the different use cases, right? And I think this is something super important to really look at the use cases. What we will be talking during the classes, but also we can talk it today. It's just to the
yeah. So maybe to give some kind of the examples. I think we have two main topics. One is the design, and the second is the construction phase. And in the design phase, we see that there is still a lack how we can analyze the requirement, how we can analyze the specification review, the quality of the specification review, find the different incoherencies. When you work with the different specialists, collaborate together, there is still not the workflow, fluent workflow. So this will be this is a space that AI can bring some added value. Then when you go to the construction phase, this is everything regarding the reports, the safety, the quality control, and yeah, we see this as a. And also we experiment this already in some cases, and we'll give you some examples later on.
Thank you very much. In the meantime, I think we would like to thank you, the guys, for joining us on the LinkedIn platform and also on the YouTube, so we can see some of the chats coming. We're having with the Manji9263. Hello, Piotr and Magda. Thank you very much. Hello, guys, wherever you are, we can see the people are joining, and so thank you for having us in your device today.
And I will see just on the chat that we have already the first question, and one is about what are the concrete AI tools for the professional like us, architects and construction manager, that we can use for solving the construction problems we face. So thanks for this question. We have one or two examples later on during our masterclass. We'll give you some answer. Maybe not everything, because this is also the purpose, to give you something, but not all of stuff. Then we can see you again for another meeting.
And I think this is guys, the good question. Keep going with the question, guys. I think this is, but we try also, just guys, we have the flows of the pages, etc. So we will try also go with the flow what we planned for you, to make sure that you understand what will be the useful in the training, what we prepared, but also what will be useful for you. So you talk about the use cases.
Maybe before talking about use cases, I think one we started with what could be the advantage for the design and construction, but you cannot talk about the advantage if you don't understand how you can really integrate the data. And I think this is mostly a question to you, how you see this working from the inside of the company when you have different systems, softwares, data flow in the organization. How do you see this connected?
That's one of the biggest question right now, what all of the companies are asking. And you will see, we have also some of the statistic coming from the Asia Pac region. That's mainly, I think we have about the average construction company using about the 10 to 11 data platforms to start to working on the construction progress. So I think you really just nail it with the question. And so from the CIO, CDO perspective, when you look at it, you need to start to building all of the data hubs related to the exchange of the data. You need to start to thinking about the data exchange models, how you do this, and the subscription for the models. But one of the super most important thing is you need to know where the data are sitting and which kind of data you have. Because whatever you build to connect, you need to know where the data are and about the quality of the data. I think you talk more about the quality in construction than I can.
Yes. I think this is the two topics. So one, how you can integrate the data really from the internal part of your organization, and it means that if you talk about integration of AI in the company, you cannot speak only to the people who do the BIM or who do the design. You need to talk to the people who are really supporting you from an IT perspective, because they have this understanding. And for me, this is also some kind of the connection, also internal connection in the companies, to work together. Today, I think you can see your IT guys as your partner in crime, how to integrate AI, not as somebody who is giving you support. So this is maybe one point, and this is what I have experienced also in the past. Maybe one topic is also, you mentioned this quality of the data. For me, this is the topic, and we spent a lot of time to work on this. And this is about standardization of the data. So how do you prepare your data that it's become machine readable? It means that the computers can read it. And this is another topic. Maybe we'll not go to the details today, but this is something that you need to consider when you talk also about AI impact input for your work.
So, but this is what you address it, and your question was very interesting, because I think we're living in the two different worlds, right? I'm just the construction part and digital part. And right now, what we see is really that we are bridging the gap, like two words being together. So if I can ask nicely, Camila, just to click on the graphics too, just to make sure that we can say thank you very much. You're so kind to us. And we really just to when we look at this, you can see that we have the different layers and different parts of the on the construction side, and with Magda we try to link it with the digital part, right? So the super important for me when you look at the digital part, everybody talks about the agentic AI, agent, LLMs, etc., and how you really can link this to the construction. This is what you can have. It's a BIM structure, the BIM models, how you really link it. And that's when you really create the power. These two connections create the power. When you think about the technical documentation, I think what you look at on the digital side is just something from the architecture perspective. By the way, architecture did not come from IT. Architecture come from construction. Guys, you just need to move into just to start to gain the market also on the digital part. So architecture on the technical documentation, multimodality, how you really play with, how you read the drawings, how you read the text. People try just to standardize it. But there is no way, if you work with, and I work with some of my friends architects, each of the architects has a different vision of the world, and from the construction they would like just to put standards because it's cheaper to produce at the end, right? And also the third one, which we're having the project collaboration and the way how this things works on the third layer is really how you can search the documents, right? We always, and I remember it 10, 20 years ago when we were just searching for documents which we knew that they exist. Right now, it will help us as well with all of the searches. It's not new, guys, right? It's more about the intelligence which are coming with it. It's coming onto the play.
So maybe just because that was some kind of a lot of information from one point, but it's also to show you that this is very complex topic. So we cannot really start to work as it was in the past, very linear, just adopt some tools as we did with the tools for BIM like Revit or others. We need to really think this like a complex solution and real collaboration and standardization of the processes and data.
I think we good. I'm just what we hear it. I think it's important to make sure that we really try to connecting the two words, right? It's always super important. Some other industries are already adopting it in much faster way than we do in construction. So I think that's really something which we need to. And this is we are here to play our common knowledge on the digital and on the construction together. Can we just jump into the different use cases in the construction?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Yes, we can show some very short.
So, but I think that's okay. So before, I'm sorry, just I see this is from Camila coming in. Camila, can you just come up to us and tell us how many people we have, and do we need to do something different to boost the visibility and all of those?
Hello, everyone. Currently, I can see 1,600 people on our YouTube channel. So it's incredible that so many people are actually interested in AI in construction. And let's go.
Yeah, no, just I can see on LinkedIn we have, because we are just managing the different flows. I think we have more than 20 people. So I think this is very good, guys, for the live stream, for the LinkedIn, for the two guys who are just talking about the construction. I think it's
first time.
and the first time together on the live stream. So
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Camila, thank you very much. If you're just making some mistakes, let us know, show up and just tell us that we do. But we just go for the quick demo and just to look at the demo which we prepared for for
Okay.
cases.
Yes, so we want to show some demo, because as we said, it's not, some project with, and one of the demos that you can see this is something that we call a data framer, and the idea is how to connect the data from the product information, so like technical data sheet, EPD, etc., and how to map it to the IFC. This is also, as I said previously, how we can also introduce new stakeholders in the process of the BIM. So I mean the manufacturers, because, and probably this, we have digital product passport coming, or it's already in terms of the regulation is already in force. But the idea is that the data product that you use for the simulation, for the different use in the design phase, and then for the choice of the right material, depending of the requirement for your project, you need to use the data of the manufacturers. And today with the DPP, Digital Product Passport, you have this data available in the numeric way. So you will have. And this data framework that we show you, this is the piloting project to show how we can do physically the connection between the data coming from manufacturers to the people who use this in the design and then construction phase.
So that was a really great demo, and I think, guys, you can just look at also on our YouTube channel just to take a look at it and just try just to see it. We also have one of the key elements which we're just showing right now. You can see on the screen. You will see the video from the Building Smart Porto Summit with Soteria and our team members just demonstrated how AI can be in the construction. So that's very just short video showing up on the YouTube channel.
So maybe to give you some kind of also input that was done on the Porto Summit 3 months ago, and this is between international collaboration between different stakeholders working on the Open BIM standards, and we show really the real example. So we'll not repeat this, just go and see this.
We have just a question from Shimon, which is, thank you very much for asking. I will just we will show up the question quickly on the chat. Sorry. Just this is the delay part of our restream. Investor designers need to know how to get the good data. Let's talk about it. Everything is about the underground infrastructure. It's a very good point, but this is the two parts of infrastructure we're talking about. Are we talking about the construction infrastructure when you're building it, or are we talking about the data infrastructure which you need to prepare it? So that's really two different topics, but that's very important, and I can just sign with the two hands. What is sitting behind as an engine is super important, and that's one of the parts related to our problems, is that we do not really understand where the data sits and how to connect it, right? And I give you the example of the 10 different platforms to be on the one construction site to run it. It's mainly impossible without some of the reflections of the connectivity and the management of the data to really use it properly. Very good question, Shimon. Thank you very much.
And I see another one from Ivor.
Yep.
Yes. Now it's very small, so we can read this. I work in plant and mechanical engineering, but eventually it's the same challenge at different stages of data as planned, as delivered, as built, and as maintained. How do you ensure that the data is up to date? Nothing is worse than outdated data, right? This is totally correct. And just to tell you, we are just working on this topic with the university from UK. And hopefully in next 3 months, we can show some update how we see this delivered, because this is also that was the problem, how we can deliver always data updated on each of the stages. So thank you for this one, and this is ongoing work. I don't have the solution yet, but we are working on this.
Yeah, but one of the key elements, I think, and this is, let's add it on what Magda said, right? We can really use the old classical way of measuring the data quality, what you have on the IT side, right? And especially on the different sectors. On the automotive, right? We were able just to go in just in time with the quality of the data and verifying this within the nanoseconds if we know that the line will stop or not. We have the examples from the special industry, which are very demanding in terms of the quality of the delivery, and the data is a part of it really coming in. So I think it's important to really mix it also in one. We have another question from Tomek, I think. Tomasz.
Yeah, what do you think about what is the most important areas for the automation in construction? I think there is many, but I will start maybe with the tender part. I think there is a real opportunity to using the AI or automation, because I think we need to be very careful what we call AI and what we call automation. But let's say automation part it's a really important for the review of the documents and a review of the requirements and how to match and map the requirement with the offer. So this will be like a first step, and I think this is what there are already some examples on the market how we can use it, and we will show them also during the training.
Yeah, so let's do the commercial part, because I think it's important. I think if we will look at our training, this is what we will try to also address. One key element, I think this is what we can see on the graphs, is be able to give the insight examples how we see it from the both worlds. But the one super important thing is you can take this training and you will get certification, and trust me guys, we will just prepare the exams that it's really difficult to pass. So if you will just go through the training with us, you will have the long-running exam which will certify your knowledge about the stuff we tested. We also the Building Smart certified provider for day trainings. And what Camila, Maya, and Sotiria told us, that our exam is much harder than the exam which they pass through the certification. So trust us with our certification. You can go for it and you can try it on our
and maybe just okay, because it's nice to say this, but I think it's important that you know that as a Tilco advisors we are working with the university, so we are always and with the standardization body. So this is our scope and point, that we are really working on the people who are the most let's say focus on the development, and the idea for for the next version also of the training is always to keep it updated. So everything which is changing so quickly will update also. This is our promise, let's say, of the training providers as Tilco Academy.
So question from Tomasz, we talk about the first phase of the construction, saying that the tendering, they're looking at the documentation. I will challenge this a little bit, but that's the reason why we just finding about the construction and digital. This is the easiest part and the most straightforward, but I think you will have more part really looking into the optimization of the supply chain when the delivery is coming to the construction site, connecting with the manufacturers to know exactly what things need to be built to make sure there is no mistakes. Remember our number, we said $1.6 trillion comes with the mistakes which we are making during the construction. So I think there is a lot of things which we can address it not only on the tender, because that's a commercial part, but really on the hard one. And I think you did this. You work on this with the manufacturers as well, to really just to deliver the data for the construction to make sure that it's properly built.
Yes, I think we did it already in the way, like let's say old way, so digital way without being machine readable. Now what we are working is really to provide machine readable data, and data that which is compliant with the regulation for the product. And this regulation is the construction product regulation, which require that the data is good enough to be used in the design and then construction phases. And what is important, I think, having this data will avoid the different, phase on the project. Like for example, changing the insulation, and then you finish with the fire on the building, and people are died because of the changing of the product because of the price. So this is what we are working, to make also the buildings better and to make building compliant. And this start with which data you provide to the process.
I think this is perfect example. I think this is what we can learn from the different industries. I'm really just pulling into this different industries that we need to learn from it. And we have the example which you said about the fire in the building. We had the very similar examples in the healthcare. We have the automotive. You know, this is more visible right now because you can have all of the recalls because of something, the product was wrong, etc. But thanks to the ability to trace it, to have the data, we are able to do this much safer for us. And of course, you know, just much cheaper at the end. It's a huge industry, guys, right? I don't need to explain in this one. Do you want to talk about the Camila? Anything from the chat? Anything we are good? No more questions. No more interesting. Oh, we have the one more question.
This is maybe yes. For the last.
Only till tonight. We have the price for the training for 79 euros. We will just go up to the 149. This is how we just decided to build it. And again, once more, thank you very much for all of our founders and the core founders in training on the beginning. So that was really phenomenal. Thank you for that. But that's what we promised to all of you. The price will change tonight to 149. And thank you very much for all of the people who already subscribed. So that's I don't know how to say it, and I don't want to use it because maybe it creates some thank you, guys. What about the myths? What about the myths in the AI and the construction, and how we can just address it? I think we have the three major ones.
Yeah, I think we talk about if AI will replace engineers. I think AI will help engineers to make the work better, and this is what we really believe because we experience this. So it's like a recognition of the images. It could be very nice, but it's not you. Or it's not the object that you recognize by AI. So you need to have somebody who check. But to check, you need to also understand what you are doing. So I think this AI will not replace, but it will make the process for them, the work, easier, better, and give probably the more insights as we can imagine. And yeah, this is only you can only check this by doing this. And this is always, you know.
So I think what the verdict is for the myth one, we will still have the jobs. Okay, so that's very positive, guys. We will still have a job.
I think the only stuff you need to upskill yourself to use the
Okay, so one of the key elements, what I see really also as a myth here, is just that AI will automatically make project cheaper and faster. Bloody hell, no way.
No.
I think what we can just see it is just that it can reduce the waste and rework, but that's what we can see and I can see it from different projects which I did in the past with automation and the data. It needs to be embedded in the actual workflow. That's very nicely to say, but it needs to be inside the process. If this is outside, and I'm just assisting many different customers right now as an advisor to the board, and the people who are just looking for the AI deployment. I see, unfortunately, a lot of autonomous AI agents, bots, the automations, which will stop in the couple of next months because they are not integrated. And when the people will go to the next stage, when the company will grow, when the company will change, when the new projects will come, we will stop it. Right, so it will not necessarily make it cheaper and faster. It will automate if it will be embedded into the current process of the company. So I think we will not necessarily cheaper and faster, guys.
Not
sorry
cheaper
to say.
And faster as a project maybe, but I think it will allow to project be really compliant, and this is what you design you will get. So it will be as designed as built. And I think it will be more trust in the documentation and more input for the facility management because of the AI. And this for sure it will be advantage.
And right now we are getting into the third myth, which it shows up also on our discussions before this masterclass, which we're preparing. AI is a plug and play. So I can take AI and just take the model and I just plug it into the system. And I think that's also addressing one of the Tomasz question, what he said about the data, how it's going, infrastructure, underlying part from the Shimon about the constructions one. The answer is if the AI will perform poorly if the data is wrong and we have the wrong connectivity between the different systems. So if we will have the disconnected system, the data banks, you cannot teach, or the AI will not learn from it, right? It will learn from the fragmentation, so it will repeat the fragmentation as well. So We have the construction industry. This is what I see, and from my experience, it's really the messy one in terms of the drawings. Sometimes you have the drawings, and I understand it, because I do not believe it that you can go on the construction site with the iPad and try to look at the drawing. Sometimes you need to have the paper drawing, which allows you to really just to interact with the construction workers and with the different thousands of vendors which you have. So it's really something which is important, and that's what I told you about it. I think the Deloitte put the report in 2025, which shows that adoption, it's in the construction in Asia, and I think Asia Pacific, we have 11 different, average construction site have 11 different data environments. So if you're asking me, AI is plug and play, I think it's not. And I think the one of the things which we discussed, data quality is really the problem for AI, and just to be plug and play going forward.
I think data quality is a problem, or is it the focus? Should be a focus, and this is what we really focusing ourselves also, because this is really like a garage for the integration.
Okay, so we are getting into another point or question. I think this is interesting point we are having from Ankur. Construction, totally agree. Being in the Indian construction industry, we had the golden chance to create impact in digital tools. We're moving ahead. Our efficiency are increasing day by day. Congratulations, guys. Okay, and I just seriously, I think you really have a lot of way to increase it more. The very positive thing is we start working with the Building Smart India as well. So that's also very, very important for us in terms of the development. So feel free to contact us, and we can just help you with some of the reflections on the certification, how to make sure that you have the right people which understand the basic part of the BIM, the construction processes, etc. The fundamentals.
Yes,
very good.
Fundamentals.
Okay, thank you very much for all the questions. I think, but I think we need to go into the one subject which we said that will be in our masterclass. What for you just talk about the use of the AI in the construction industry.
Yeah.
How you would like just to play with it?
I think we have different levels, so we can think on the individual levels. So how we can use the different AI tools for yourself to to automate your exchange of information, exchange of the documents, analysis, etc. Then you have on the level of the teams, is really about building the knowledge-based documentation and implementation of the different standards. And this is really, I think, still missing very much in many of companies. And the level 3 is on the company level. How do you integrate AI in the strategy? And how do you work on the governance and data foundation for the whole company? And this is something which is about mostly transformation in the company. We are also providing the services in this area, but you can, as we said on the beginning, this is complex problem and complex approach. So you cannot work on this online as a one-man show. It must be like a collaborative way, which also BIM, by the way, is the purpose of the BIM.
I love what you said, to be honest. I think that's very clear for me, the different levels. And if I will just bring it into I will try to land it with the digital part. I think we can see this as a certification on the digital part. It's really important to see that certification coming from the Google, coming from the cloud as well. There are some free certification which allows us to also position ourselves to understand how to do it. And we will be talking about this during our training, which are the classic certificates from digital are important and easy and important to take it. But I can see it that Camila is pushing us to go to the next stage, which is, thank you very much, very nice, thanks, very good for a push. We need to talk about the training itself. So I think it's super important. We build this training with Magda with our own experience, and also experience, as Magda mentioned, with the industries and the universities. So we are putting all our knowledge into it, and this is the first AI training on the construction which are just on the market. So we are very proud of it, very happy to have it. But to make sure that we are just getting into the details, I will just tell you what will be the 4 major modules on the training. So first one is a BIM and AI fundamentals. It's really important to talk about the AI, but if you don't know, if you don't understand it, how the fundamental works, you don't know how to ask the right questions. So you really need to go for it, and this is something which we need to play with it. So I think it's super important, and you can see it that, you know, based on the statistics, based on the information which you have, only 10% of the EU construction companies today use the AI. So this is lowest than any of the sectors. And the sectors, you know, what we are just be able to do is just we can do the first moves. We can do the first part. DPP is coming as well. It will allow us to go into the rank. So that's the module 1, the fundamentals, and that's opportunity for you as well as individual to go to your company and just push it, the digitization and the important part. I will be doing a lot of talking for the module. Sorry for the, I think the module 2. Do you want to just touch the module 2? What will
module
be?
2. I think this is my baby. So this is about DPP and the data readiness. So really, we reflect on the digital product passport implementation, which is ongoing now for the textile and batteries, and the next is the product building products like insulation, like cement, like all others product. What is important to understand, and this is we will really go through what are the requirement for the digital product passport in terms of the characteristic of the product, but also in terms of the data, how will be structured and how will be delivered to the market, and how can support life cycle of the project. I think this is something that we will really focus, because this is really like not a high but hot topic, and most of the companies are working on this. So yes, you will get a lot of insights about this. And you will see how you can use the digital product passport for the automation and AI integration.
And DPP will help us as well, because the 85% of the EU buildings predate 2000, and there is a big renovations coming into, and retrofit pipeline is coming into the picture as right now. So DPP plus the old buildings, old park, it's a huge opportunity, guys, and the data is coming from the Eurostat from 2023. I will touch right now the third one, the module 3, which will be the real use cases, model validation, document review, clash intelligence, quality and cost intelligence. The one important thing is the carbon analysis. It's becoming less and less popular, but guys, it's still important for all of us and for the future generations. To really look at it, and also just to look at the IA copilots, how to really drive it with some of the, as we spoke, integration. We will just drive the real case examples and results and time saving. So you can see it on the ticker right now, which we are saying, average dispute in the construction, it's about the 40 millions. You can imagine 40 millions. And by the way, that's not only the amount, which is important, but it takes more than 14 months to resolve this. And this is scope change, design change, construction, the conflicts. It drives 40% of all of this dispute. So if we can just reduce it, hey guys, that's your margin. It will come into your pocket, or the company pocket at the end. Do you want to talk about the module 4?
Yes, module 4, it will be about roadmap global trends, and I think this is something that we as a company, we really focus on. We want to be always updated. So we will talk about digital twins, robotics, the BIM roles, and the implementation for the teams and the companies. And you will have a practical 90-day action plan for your companies. And I think this is the most important. You can give another numbers to support why we do this module.
Yeah, no, but that's the one thing which is for us as being Europeans, and also just, guys, welcome to join us from all of the world for the DPP readiness program. I think the super important part is the construction is about the 10% of the GDP of Europe, right? And it's equal about the 15 millions of jobs. So that's super important that we are having the least digitized industry, and we're really coming into the details which we really need to fulfill. So I think this is it. This is the part of the trainings, and of course we will have some also the tool stacks and some live session. The one things which we can talk about it is the live sessions, what we're having on our training platform, and we're using for the other platforms as well, for other trainings as well. We have the interactions with the people, with the experts, but you guys also can interact together. So you can also just share the knowledge among yourself. It's the protected environment, so that's really just what stays in it, and it's also the environment which allows you to share all of the practices, all of the examples from your practice. So I think that's it. No?
Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I hope you had some interest on this training. I think it's the first one online, totally, and totally updated, up to date, and looking forward to the future. And it's we welcome you to be part of this journey.
Yeah, which let's just get off the picture of the training, if you mind. I think this is let's just show us. I really like to see ourselves on the web. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Camila, do you want to join us for a second once more? That will be great to have you for the final.
Yeah, of course.
So let's tell me how many people we have right now on the YouTube and on the LinkedIn.
Okay. On the YouTube, we have currently 1,629.
Ooh,
that's good. Thank you.
That's a lot. But it means that people are really interested in AI in constructions. It's like really hot topic currently.
And I can see on LinkedIn it's dropped to the 20. So sorry for just saying the drops, but the LinkedIn people are just really focused on something different. Do we have any other questions? And so we know that on the backstage we also have Joanna, Satiria, and Maya. But any other questions? Anything which is coming?
Yes, we do. Let's share it.
Okay.
One question from Ali: if the AI interpret a standard perfectly, but the building still has issue, do we blame the machine, the people who wrote the software, or the person who clicked print? Very good question. I think we have also one work package on specific pilots on the governance and responsibility of the people using the AI and on the project. So we will respond also to this question. As I said, I think we need to see this as a complex and responsibility all of the actors. So that's why it's so important, upskilling ourselves. And yesterday, just maybe as a very private, message. Yesterday it was a European Sustainability Week in Brussels. And I heard, speakers, and they talk today, we can think about the technology, but if we don't upskilling people in the digitalization, that we cannot go forward. So I think this is also our points, and you need to upskill yourself, understand in the understanding and taking the responsibility for all of the clicks and all of the things as you do on the project level.
So I think the question is good. I will challenge you why you need to click print. Okay, so it's just that's only one which is important. But I think that's and this is Ali, you will have it in all of the industries right now. This is the part of the governance which we don't know how to handle, right? And the whole transition went so fast. Then Magda spoke about the EU conference yesterday. That was a whole part related to the governance, how to and where and who will take the risk and who will take the blame. That's the most important.
And maybe just also as some input, we are working also on data governance project with Building Smart product domain. So this is one of the project that we are also trying to push because we see this as a very, very important point of this transformation.
And I think, Camila, we have the last one question, but I don't know if we can handle this one because I don't know the topic. So it's really just for me. It's from Ankur. Can you just show it?
We can do it, I think.
Yes, it's both.
For me, traffic management is a vast area to really construct on, like planning and plan cities. Do we have anything on constructing traffic management?
I had in the past. It was not a part of the content for this masterclass, but we can have a look and come back to you later on. Just maybe also we can some kind promote. We have Tilco talk every 2 weeks that Camila and other members of team pushing on the LinkedIn. So we can also take this topic for the one of the next talk.
Oh, we are also on Spotify, guys. If just to make sure that I look like a Gen Z, I'm also having Spotify there.
Yeah, we welcome for Spotify.
Okay, I think we good. So I think we are good with the whole masterclass. Once more, come over and see us, or also on the direct messages on the LinkedIn. Just come to talk to us. I invite you just also to look at the training part. So I think that's super important that you join us for the class, for the trainings which we are having on the on this. And Joanna is telling us that we need to show the training. What it means, I don't know, but let's show the training. Let's go for it. I think this is the part of the training. Here we go. This is it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
because as we said, this is the last day to have the special price. And then from the midnight, it changed for the highest price. So we welcome you to join us on this training on the special price. I think this price is, the effort of whole team of Tilco advisors working on this with Harley, with the different experts. So it's really, for our work. So you are welcome to join us, and we'll be happy to deliver this training to you.
So thank you guys very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you, 1,000 plus people from the YouTube and more than 20 plus on the LinkedIn. That was really great effort. Great to see you, and our great effort to have you. Looking forward to see you. Thanks, Camila, for backstaging and just pushing us to go faster through the content. If there is any questions what you guys have, we are happy to answer.
Yeah, please contact us and
Magda,
message. Yeah, and Piotr.
That was a pleasure to having you guys.
Yes.
Thank
you so much. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.